Good morning, everyone! Welcome to the Daily Dose of English, where you can learn anything and everything about English. Before anything else, I would like to introduce myself. I am Ceasar Aleman, and together with me is Denise Ann Balanquit, and we will be your teacher for today. In this video, we are going to discuss conjunction and its 4 types. So without further ado, let's start the discussion. The basic units for speaking and writing are classified as parts of speech in the English language. One of these classifications is conjunction. So, what is a conjunction? Conjunction is the glue that holds words, phrases, and clauses together. Without conjunctions, you'd be forced to express every complex idea in a series of short, simplistic sentences. For example, I like eating. I like cooking. I don't like washing dishes after work. So, conjunctions are very important because it links words, phrases, and clauses together to create a new, meaningful sentence. There are 4 basic types of conjunction. We have coordinating, subordinating, correlative, and subjunctive adverbs. Let's now discuss the first type of conjunction, which is the coordinating conjunctions. This type of conjunction is used to connect items that are grammatically equal. 2 words, 2 phrases, or 2 independent clauses. There are 7 coordinating conjunctions in English, and you can remember them using the mnemonic device FANBOYS. These are for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so. A conjunction of this type is placed between the items that it links together. Coordinating conjunctions can join 2 nouns, verbs, adjectives, or other types of word. For example, he was clever but lazy. Clever and lazy are both adjectives, and these 2 adjectives are joined together by using but, which is a coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunctions can join also 2 different types of phrases. For example, she usually studies in the library or at a cafe. In the library and at a cafe are both phrases that are linked together using or. We can also add 2 independent clauses using coordinating conjunctions. Before anything else, let's define independent and dependent clauses. A clause is a group of words that contains at least a subject and a verb. An independent clause can stand on its own as a full sentence expressing a complete thought. While a dependent clause, also known as subordinating clause, is a group of words that contains at least a subject and a verb but cannot stand as a complete sentence on its own. A dependent clause does not express a complete idea, so it must always be attached to an independent clause. For example, today, Jane Austen is one of the most widely read English novelists. She achieved little fame during her lifetime. These are 2 independent clauses that can be considered as sentences and can be joined together using a coordinating conjunction. A coordinating conjunction that can be used here to add these 2 clauses or sentences is but. So, the sentence will be now, today, Jane Austen is one of the most widely read English novelists, but she achieved little fame during her lifetime. Got it? So, before we proceed to the next type of conjunction, I have some little few reminders. When joining two words or phrases together with a coordinating conjunction, do not use a comma. Okay? Do not. Never. For example, however, when joining two independent clauses, you can use comma before the conjunction. For example, let's come now to the second type of conjunction. This type is called subordinating conjunctions. This type of conjunction includes words like because, if, although, since, until, and while. A subordinating conjunction is used to introduce a dependent clause. For example, because I woke up late in the morning, I went to school without eating breakfast. I woke up late in the morning is an independent clause, but the subordinating conjunction because turns it into a dependent clause. Because I woke up late in the morning does not finish a complete thought, so it must be joined to an independent clause to form a grammatically correct sentence. So, the subordinating conjunction defines the relationship between the clauses. Here are some examples of subordinating conjunctions. Remember, when a subordinating conjunction follows an independent clause, a comma is often not necessary. In general, when the dependent clause contains essential information about the independent clause, don't use a comma. For example, however, when the subordinating conjunction comes at the beginning of the sentence, use a comma at the end of the dependent clause. For example, to discuss the remaining two types of conjunctions, we have Miss Denise Balanquit.
The third type of conjunction is called correlative conjunction. What are correlative conjunctions? Correlative conjunctions are sort of like a tag team conjunctions. They come in pairs and you have to use both of them in different places in a sentence to make them work. They got their name from the fact that they work together, and relate one sentence element to another. Correlative conjunctions include pairs such as both, and, either, or, neither, nor, not, but, and not only, but also. For example, I want either the cheesecake or the chocolate cake. We'll have both the cheesecake and the chocolate cake. I didn't know whether you'd want the cheesecake or the chocolate cake, so I got both. Oh, you want neither the cheesecake nor the chocolate cake? No problem. I'll eat them both, not only the cheesecake, but also the chocolate cake. I see you're in the mood not for desserts, but appetizers. I'll help you with those too. Correlative conjunctions must also use parallel structure, which means that the two elements should take the same grammatical form. My brother not only likes to play video games, but also watch movies. This example is not parallel because the first conjunction in the pair is followed by a verb, while the second conjunction is followed by a prepositional phrase. My brother not only likes to play video games, but he also likes to watch movies. Now, this example is parallel because both conjunctions are followed by a verb. Separating the conjunction but also to include the subject he is an acceptable way to use this conjunction. Now, the last type of conjunction is called conjunctive adverbs. A conjunctive adverb connects two independent clauses or sentences. Typically, adverbs modify other words, may it be verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Conjunctive adverbs, however, are used to modify two independent clauses and join them together, behaving more like coordinating conjunctions. Examples of conjunctive adverbs are also, however, otherwise, consequently, indeed, similarly, finally, likewise, then, furthermore, moreover, therefore, hence, nevertheless, thus, and nonetheless. Now, how do we punctuate conjunctive adverbs? When a conjunctive adverb connects two independent clauses in one sentence, it is preceded by a semicolon and followed by a comma. For example, tuition increases, say officials, are driven by the university's costs. Consequently, tuition income typically covers less than 50% of college budget. Now, if a conjunctive adverb is used in any other position in a sentence, it is set off by commas. For example, nonetheless, some colleges are making efforts to trim budgets and pass along the savings. Another example, Secretary Bennett, however, maintains that more federal aid would only encourage universities to count on the government to meet any increases they might impose.